Hey, it's finally another episode of Southern Clique Confessions.
Woohoo!
We took a little bit of a hiatus over the holidays, and we have a wonderful guest with us here today, Jillian. We are actually at the Bridal Corner for this episode.
Hi, I'm Jillian. I own the Bridal Corner in downtown Thibodaux.
So Jillian is one of our exclusive vendors at at Rendezvous Bridal Expo. So she is going to be our exclusive vendor there, and she's going to have some dresses for the ladies to look at.
All the dresses, wedding gowns, mothers, bridesmaids, everything.
Yes, and that is on February 25th. So, and you might notice that Sadie is not with us today. She had something going on. Sadie, we got you, girl. We miss you.
Sadie.
Yes. So, Jillian, today is all about you. So tell us, how did you get here?
So I really think it's kind of funny because I just needed a part-time job. About 7 years ago, I was determined to move out of my parents' house, get my own apartment. I bought a brand new car, and I had bills, like lots of bills, and I needed to pay them. So Miss Liz was hiring just a part-time position, and I applied, and I got it, and I hated it. I was looking for a new job, probably day 3, 4. I was
Wow.
like, this is not for me. But here we are 7 years later. Obviously, things changed. I worked with my first bride. I started working with bridesmaids, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like this. Like, this is fun. So I got my degree, which is a BS degree.
I have one of those too.
I think it's an interdisciplinary studies.
Me too.
With minors in psychology, humanities, and
Basically,
psychology. Wait, did I say psychology?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Like, y'all, I'm telling y'all.
basically just the extra classes you took
Yes,
along the
they
way
all
turned
just-
into a minor.
They did.
It happens.
All of them. I really like taking those electives, and it was fun. And I looked for some jobs. I applied to a couple jobs. I got offered some jobs. And at the end of the day, I was just like, I don't want to leave the Bridal Corner. So I eventually told Miss Liz, like, look, if you want to retire, I think that this could be a future for me.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy to look back and see how everything kind of came into
So crazy.
fruition?
Especially considering, like, I hated this job.
Right.
That is crazy.
7 years. That's a long time.
Yep.
7 years of brides.
7 years of brides, and hopefully 30 more.
Yes. Yes. So what's some of your favorite things about being a bridal boutique?
shop. Yeah.
I think it's really fun. Obviously, we get to play dress up. I get to work with fun people that enjoy, just being people. Like, we get to meet so many different people all the time. I love meeting the moms. I love meeting the bridesmaids. I love having the grandma come in. I love meeting the bride too, of course. But, it's just such a great space for people to come together, and I think that's what I really like about it. I just like meeting new people every single day. And then, of course, it's a fun experience. You get to help people find dresses. You get to make them feel beautiful on the most important day. You get to give them confidence that they didn't really have before. It's just a special experience.
I think it's cool that like every person's gonna be different too. Like you don't know what to expect when you walk through the door,
Never.
and it might be completely different. I like to have a little bit of diversity when I think about like a future career. Like this is something I would love to do because everybody's gonna be different. Every choice is gonna be different.
Right. There are monotonous things about owning a retail store of probably any kind, but every time a client walks through this door, the experience in the workday is probably different.
It is. It really is. Because I've worked at plenty of boutiques before, and someone comes in and you sell them a shirt, you sell them shoes. Whenever a bride walks in, it is the beginning of a long friendship. I really do say that because they don't leave with a dress. They hardly ever leave, and we never see them again. But, they order a dress. They come back whenever it comes in. They come back with their bridesmaids. They come back with their moms. And they're typically planning their wedding for about a year. So it's constant contact with these people for a year. And it really turns into a friendship. And that's what we believe.
No, can totally relate to that.
That's
because
what I was gonna say, too.
we start a lot of our relationships with a lot of our long-term clients at the wedding. So like we'll do the wedding and then we have that whole year we're doing engagements and all those other things, but it's so much more beyond that. So like,
and it's not just them, it's their bridal party too.
Yes.
And it's fun whenever like a bridesmaid comes and gets her dress with us, and like her friend that got her dress like with us like 4 years ago, it's like, oh my God, hi, how are you? I know that we're friends on Facebook, but like it's been a while since I saw you in person, and you're able to just pick up and talk to each
and they
other.
might have a baby now.
Yes,
or
yes, we love seeing the Bridal Corner babies. That's what we call them.
Oh,
yes,
we
but
call
like,
them our Southern Clique babies.
Yes.
It's so true though. Like to see, like, before I even got involved with Kaylee, I would see clients now that are having babies whose wedding she did 3-4 years ago.
Yes.
So it's really cool.
They
to
stick
see.
with us forever. Like I literally become part of their families.
Yep.
It's crazy. And if they don't let me, I just insert myself because I just, that's what I do. But no, totally can relate to that. Now you you are the most important part of the entire day. There is no wedding without the dress.
Pretty much. I mean, you could have a wedding without a dress, but the dress does make it a lot more spectacular.
Yeah,
Right.
like it is the dress.
It's the dress.
The most important dress you will ever buy in your entire life, I would think.
It is. It is.
I have a quick question.
What?
Have you had a bride come in looking for like 2 dresses yet? Because that's like on the come up recently. So that was one question I wanted to ask you today.
We had brides come in and look for 2 dresses. I had 2 dresses at my
Oh,
wedding.
did you?
Did. Yes, well, duh, I couldn't choose.
Oh my goodness.
It's my job to love all of them.
I'm on the fence
Okay,
for
so
that.
let's talk about this for a minute. Let's talk about your wedding before we jump into your store. Let's talk about your wedding. So we've already talked about like when we get married, if we ever get married, but if we get married, we have already said like hands down, no questions asked, there is no budget on videography and photography. Did you kind of feel that way about your wedding dress? Like it had to be like, was it harder for you to find a dress that you loved because you looked at wedding dresses every day?
I thought that it would, but I went to market, and once I saw the dress, like my ceremony dress, it was everything that I loved about the ball gown satin dress. It had beading on the top. It had the big band that really kind of cinched in your waist, and then it had the giant box pleats, which I love because that just gives it so much.
Oh, I'll have to see a picture of this.
Yes, like I saw it and I loved it. I knew that it would hold the girls in. I knew that it would look good. I saw it and I loved it. And I've seen plenty of dresses before, but when you know, that is the truth. Now, I'm not saying that you have to break down and crying. Obviously, I didn't cry in the market center over a dress, but I ordered it, and whenever I came in, I put it on. I was like, yeah, this is good. Like, I didn't feel the need to look anymore. And then my reception dress, I knew that I wanted something super fun because as much as I love the classic satin ball gown look, like I think that is what a bride looks like.
Right.
It's just classic bridal.
Right.
I also love the sparkle. I love texture. My reception dress had feathers on it.
Ooh.
So I had to have both. I didn't feel like as a bridal shop owner, I could come out and say, this is what you should wear as a bride, because you should wear whatever makes you feel good.
Right.
It should be fun. It should, whatever makes you feel pretty, happy, that's what your wedding dress should be. But I love both of those looks so much that I did have to have 2.
I think I'm going to be the same, because I feel like when you find, especially in dresses, when you find the style that suits your body type well, and some people have more than one.
Yeah.
So it's like, I do think you could fall in love with two dresses, and like, why not have both?
And whenever people come in and they're trying to pick between 2 dresses, they're hardly ever in love with the same style.
Right.
They're
The
two
two different.
different things. That's normal.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, like, I like to say, oh, this one's discontinued, we can't get it. And if like the person's like, what? Oh, I'm so sad. Like, I really like that one. That's typically what tells you, like, no, that's your dress, girl. And it's not really discontinued.
Right.
So you do like a Phoebe on Friends, like when
that's
she tells Rachel
funny.
she's not really pregnant, and she's like, no, I just wanted to see how you really felt.
Yeah.
So you do the Phoebe.
Sometimes.
some
I don't
psychology.
do it often. I don't do it often.
That's so
But
smart.
every
That
now
is
and
smart,
then,
though.
like, I'll just casually put it in conversation. Ooh, I don't know if I could get this one in time. Or, ooh, I don't know. And, like, if they're, like, really bummed about it, it lets them know.
Smart.
See, that's
Very
psychology
smart.
minor right there.
Yeah, there it is, coming through.
That's where it came
I
in
use
at.
a lot of psychology in this business.
Reverse
actually.
psychology.
So you talked about going to market. And I would imagine that's how you shop for your dresses.
Yes.
So being a bridal store owner, how do you stay in the know?
Basically market, and then your customers let you know real quick what they like and what they don't like. We have some dresses that sell over and over and over again. It's really funny. We call it the Saturday phenomenon, but like a bride will come in and say yes to a dress. The next bride will see her saying yes to that dress and be like, ooh, that dress is pretty. Can I try it on? The next bride ends up saying yes to that dress too. And then it happens a lot. Like we'll have four or five brides say yes to the same dress or a dress very similar all on the same day. So you sell enough dresses and you start to realize, hey, this is going out. We haven't sold this dress in a really long time. You know, whenever I go to market, I'm definitely not going to try to replace this one. Right. We're going to buy more styles like the ones that our brides are buying. And at market, they have a huge variety of dresses, but you know what's going to sell. You know what isn't going to sell. There are some things that are just really, really out the box. And as much as I love the out the box dresses, not everyone really wants to wear the out the box dresses.
Right.
People do like, I don't want to call them like bread and butter or classic dresses. Like everyone, you buy pretty dresses that have different elements on them, but they still stick in your bridal category. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
It makes a lot of sense
I don't
based
know.
off of what
I
we
get
see
what
too.
you're saying. So speaking of wedding trends, we did a podcast episode a few weeks ago, and we were mentioning different trends that we were like, okay, that's in, or this is out now.
This is what we kind of seeing. This is what we're seeing all the time. This we're not seeing anymore.
Right. So I'm kind of curious to see if our dress trends, if we hit the mark on them, if we were right.
Yeah.
So you start with yours.
Okay, so we said that going out was the lace. So when I started doing wedding photography, almost every single bride had like either the fit and flare, and look, you know these styles better than I do, or the A-line, like all lace. It had like the high back, and then it kind of came down in the V. I'm not seeing that anymore. Sometimes people would put a belt. Big ball gowns are not something we really ever see. Not saying that it's not trendy, just we don't ever see it. That's not what we see. What we're seeing right now is less busy, silk, satin, or that crepe material, toned down brides, veil statement pieces, like very, very simple.
That's pretty accurate. I'm not going to say that lace is like completely out of style. We still do sell a lot of lace dresses, but the lace is very modern. Think more leafy lace and like a pretty like flower lace versus your grandma's tablecloth lace.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? It's not like that doily looking lace.
Yes.
It's really pretty intricate leaves and branch looks. And also it's multi-dimensional lace.
Yes.
You might have that lace layer
like the
underneath.
applique.
Yes.
Almost.
Yes. You might still have a layer of
That's my dream.
grandma lace underneath, but whenever you put that really pretty leafy applique on top, it just gives it a multi-dimensional look, and it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
We do sell a lot of plain crepe silk dresses, but there are still people who are obsessed with beading. There are still people who are obsessed with lace. I think that you should just get whatever makes you feel good. Don't worry about trends, because we really are in an age of fashion right now where anything goes.
Right.
True.
Like, seriously,
It's true.
You look at people wearing stuff down the street and it's like, wow, I would have never thought to put that together. But anything goes right now. And the same with wedding gowns. Now, I do think that the lace mermaid with the high back, the V, is a little out. That's definitely on its way out. But lace mermaids are still a thing if it is the right type of lace. High backs are still the thing if that's what you like, because you don't want to show your back. Like, it just has to be a very modern look for it to work.
Right. No, but for sure, when I started, it was literally almost the same exact dress. It must have been that Saturday phenomenon that happened, because it was like
Same dress across the board. Like
it was every single wedding we did in like a 4-month period it was the same dress, or same, almost might have been like a tad bit different. So when we would get that ball gown in to break, we were like, yes,
But
like something
that
different.
was just like the look too at the time, because whenever we would go to market, the year that they finally came out with like all sorts of different stuff, I went over budget. Like I wanted to buy everything because everything looked so different and so unique, and it was so fun buying that year. And it's still like that. There's still so many different looks out right now. Another trend right now, have y'all been seeing slits yet?
Yes.
Okay.
The high
slits in the wedding gowns, the ball gowns. I'm not talking about like the huge, big, poofy ball gowns, like the cupcake-looking ball gowns, but definitely like an A-line look.
Kind of like Haley's dress at the White Magnolia, but just imagine a huge slit down.
Yes. I love a good leg shot.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. I don't want to call out Madison, our little worker here. She's so cute. Aww. But we had a post going around on Facebook for a while, and it's her and her legs showing. And Madison is not packing in the height department. She's short, but it's gorgeous on her.
See,
it's gorgeous on everybody.
I would never think to try that on because I'm so short.
You got to try it. They're going to hem your dress.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So what is the most unique trend you're seeing right now?
I would have to say the people wearing the black wedding gowns or the colored wedding gowns.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, but it's so pretty on the right people. We have brides come in, and we have brides from all over, because whenever the black dresses started coming out, I was very iffy if I wanted to order them, but I was like, you know what, we're going to order a couple. And we would get at least one call a week asking if we had black wedding gowns, and to be able to say, yes, we do have a couple, and hear the scream on the other side of the phone because they were so excited that we had black wedding dresses to try. Oh my gosh. Like, they ran here, and we would sell the black dress like off the rack. I would be like begging companies to send me like a replacement like overnight because we had a large amount of brides looking for them.
Okay, it's definitely out there, the demand for
now
them.
let me ask you this. Is it for like a certain time of year? Like if you have an October bride, or is it kind of just a trend, like black is the trend?
We did have a lot of October's brides that wore black dresses this year, especially that weekend right before. I think it was like October 28th. That was the Saturday. Probably 4 out of our many brides who got married that week had a black dress. But we have one coming up in January. We have one this month. If some people just like black dresses. Fun fact, my mom wore a black dress to her wedding 30 years ago.
What?
Yes, they didn't have like a big classic traditional wedding. They just got married at a restaurant. They had all their closest friends and family, and my mom went to Macy's and she picked out a black dress, and that's what she got married in.
Love it.
I know. So to be seeing like people wear black dresses, I'm like,
what was the restaurant though?
It was Smiley's in New Orleans.
Never been, but it sounds great.
I don't even know if they're still open.
I was about to say, are they still open?
I don't know.
Okay, so now that we know like what's kind of in and out, I kind of want to know like my favorite style dress is like I could probably be a bride of like today because I love this simple trend. Like I'm a firm believer in less is more. A little sparkle, okay. Beth you were just speaking to her.
Yeah, you're speaking to my soul just now.
Yes, because she showed us when we were talking about wedding trends, she showed us the dress that had like leafy lace appliques, and it was gorgeous. Like I could totally see her wearing that. What are some of your favorite styles?
I especially love the classic plain dresses. I do think that less is more. Specifically whenever they have something on them that makes them look completely different than just your basic, V-neck ball gown or just fitted satin, sweetheart neckline. I love anything that is not perfectly symmetrical. I love anything that has like diagonal tops or, like big one shoulder bows or just something on one shoulder, because I don't like symmetry. I especially like it whenever something is asymmetrical. If it is one shoulder, if it has like a random bow somewhere, just one that looks like it would be completely out of place, that's the dress I'm picking. I love it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so you just mentioned something that made me think. Are the poof sleeves still in?
Yes.
Like that are not
They're
connected
so
to the
pretty.
dress?
We have a pair upstairs that we could put on any satin dress. We've put it on lace dresses. If you want poof sleeves, we could get poof sleeves. We also have some like really pretty like tulle lacy sleeves that have like the boho look. people still are buying sleeve dresses, but not as much. People like that extra sleeve detail that's detachable that they could take off.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of, I saw this 2 weekends ago, somebody had like the puff sleeves, but they weren't attached to the dress at all. They're just on the arm.
Yes.
Right.
And whenever
like an
your
illusion.
arms are down,
Yeah.
it looks like they're sewed onto the dress. And you could sew
Yeah.
them on, but how fun is it for your reception to take it off?
Right.
Two different looks.
Or
It's
if you
two
don't want
dresses in
to,
one.
you don't have to worry about ripping anything either. So,
We've also been seeing a lot of detachable overskirts.
yes. That's,
Yes.
that's like on my bucket list
What do you
too.
think is the pro to a detachable overskirt?
The biggest pro is you get two dresses in one. You have the ball gown look whenever you are, getting married, saying I do for your pictures, and then for your reception, you could take that baby off and dance all night. Not have to worry about a huge
I'm
bustle.
pro overlay skirt.
I'm pro overlay skirt too.
Okay, so I have a question because I've had like a bunch of brides this past year who had off the shoulder dresses, but the dresses like Alexis, we picking on you here for a second, but her dress had the off the shoulders, but the straps were attached to the dress. The dress was beautiful. However, she could not dance in it.
Yep.
What is your advice for girls who have that style dress? Who I love that style of dress.
It was beautiful on her. It fit. It was like made for her.
Yes. How do you? What would you advise a bride to do in that
Two
situation?
different things that you could do that I always recommend.
Mm-hmm.
One is leave your off the shoulder sleeves loose. A lot of people like that structured look, but a lot of people also like how it looks when it's just hanging. Whenever your sleeves are off the shoulder, it is not necessarily giving you any like support. The only type of sleeve that's going to give you support in the bodice is a sleeve on the shoulder. So it's off. If it's an off the shoulder dress, it is essentially a strapless dress at the end of the day, which is a little something hanging off the shoulder.
So true.
So you could leave that strap super loose to where it just kind of falls off. And it's still really pretty. It's really elegant. It's just got that loose romantic feel to it. And that gives you, more ways to move. Or we've also seen a lot of our companies put elastic in it. So you leave the lace loose, but you tack it down to the elastic. That way, whenever you go to move, the elastic still moves a little bit with it. But at the end of the day, guess what? It's still an off-the-shoulder sleeve. You still are going to have a limited
Range of motion.
and I think that we've done lots of things for beauty in the past that come along with a little bit of pain. It's just one of those things. Your pictures are going to be gorgeous. You're always going to love your dress. It's okay if you can't move your arms all the way up.
Yeah, or if they're loose enough, just slip them out and rock. Just let them hang in the reception so you can dance.
I'll take the L on not being able to move if my dress
you're
rocks.
still going to have a blast.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
drop it low more than you.
Yeah, don't raise the roof, just drop it low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
yeah,
you can't
I was just
move-
curious
unless
if you
you
had
can't
like
bend down
you
either.
had like
Bend.
some random
Keep it
solution that we
shuffled.
didn't
You
know
can
about.
do all the
sway.
things and stuff, but no, that's part of it. But it's okay.
So whenever I come here to decide if I want an off-the-shoulder dress or if I want to party all night and be able to raise the roof, when would I start doing that from the point of getting engaged to the wedding? At what point should I start searching for a dress?
So we usually see the first thing that a bride books is the venue, of course. That way she knows when her wedding is. And then they call us to see when they need to come shop for a wedding dress. And our standard answer is 10 to 12 months. But I also really don't like to say that because how many brides do y'all know that don't have that time? And immediately they're like, oh my God, I can't get a dress because it's going to take 10 to 12 months to come in. That's not always true. We say that it depends on the dress. And what we mean by that is some dresses, like, we could get in within a couple weeks. Some, it takes 1 or 2 months. Some dresses you could buy directly off the floor. Actually, any dress you could buy directly off the floor. But we do recommend 10 to 12 months. And if you don't have that type of time, then what we would do is we're very knowledgeable about what we have, what we could get in quick. We try to always keep some stuff, some bestseller stock because the companies are constantly making bestsellers in the most popular sizes. So even if like we can't get you a 12 and you're like, but we could get you a 14, that's only 1 inch bigger. So it's nothing to take in. So we try to really make sure that we keep bestseller stock for brides who don't have the full 10 to 12 month timeline. And then another thing that we do is we always pull this one particular company that we carry, Jasmine Bridal. They're our favorite. We love Jasmine, but they offer a 6-week rush for $50.
What?
Yeah. Full customizations.
That's crazy.
Everything. Yes, you could get a dress fully customized in 6 weeks for only $50 extra.
That's
now
nice.
that doesn't include the customizations, but you know the rush in itself, $50, 6 weeks.
You pay more for anything else
I
you're
know.
getting
Yeah.
in the mail
I
for like expedited shipping.
I know. So if I have a bride that comes in and like we only got 3 to 4 months to her wedding, I'm pulling Jasmine. So yeah, if you fall in love with a dress 2 years before your wedding and you think, okay, well I'm gonna wait a year to buy this dress and it's discontinued, there's no way that I could get you that dress again. You're gonna have to either take the sample or hunt down a store that possibly has it. Because once they discontinue an item, it doesn't even mean that the dress was like a bad dress. It doesn't mean that it's an old dress. Sometimes they just run out of the fabric because it's just that good.
So, in other words, there's really no such thing as shopping too early, but there is a thing of window shopping too early.
Correct.
Basically. So, if you
Yes.
find it and you love it,
You should probably
buy
get
it.
Yes, for sure.
Okay. I was just curious about that. If there's like a better way to do
And
that.
I mean, there are things that you do run into whenever you shop too early. I got pregnant before my wedding and we had to push it back and
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
I mean, it
stuff-
happens.
It
Fun
happens. Yeah, stuff
surprises.
happens. So just be considerate of that too. We recommend shopping 10 to 12 months in advance, but we would shy away from like shopping 2 years in advance.
Okay, so
because
let me-
there are a lot of things that you could run into.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You offer bridesmaids dresses too, right?
We do.
Okay. So, how far in advance should you start shopping for bridesmaids dresses?
Bridesmaids, we recommend about 8 to 10 months before. But again, if you don't have the full 8 to 10 months, we have rush options available at very reasonable cost. We could do a $13 rush. We could do a $25 rush. There's different options. Don't come in a month before your wedding and tell me that you need bridesmaids dresses. I can't help you there. But if you're...
You heard her. Don't do that.
Don't do it. But
Don't
if
do
you're
it.
3 to 4 months out and you need a dress, like, come see me. We could probably get you some bridesmaids dresses.
Okay, so for both bridal and bridesmaids, what are some of your brands that you carry, and what are your favorites?
So for bridesmaids, we have scaled back majorly. We only carry Maury Lee bridesmaids and Jasmine bridesmaids because we realize that the quality of these two companies and the ship times of these two companies are perfect. They hardly ever run late. The dresses are always really true to sizing. The quality's there, and we would rather offer a quality product than a huge array of products.
Quality over
Okay.
quantity. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. And there's still plenty of different options. We could get velvet, we could get sequins, we could get the silky satins, we could get some silk, we could get chiffon. Just because it's only two companies, it doesn't mean that we don't have the options.
Right.
Okay. And then what about your wedding dresses? Who do you carry?
Wedding dresses, we carry Jasmine Bridal, Madison James, Allure. We carry some Maury Lee. We carry this designer called Colby John Couture. We love Colby.
Oh my God, I have a Colby John.
Really?
My boyfriend's Colby.
A
And his
fiance.
name's John.
Well, I
I mean,
don't
a
think this is
boyfriend.
the same
Sorry,
Colby,
Colby.
but
No,
let's
yeah,
see, who else?
he's
Unless he's
designer
running some
dresses.
underground bridal shop that I just don't know about.
I don't think you're his type either.
Oh,
But
got it.
we love
Yeah.
we
Nope.
love Colby. And then we offer a couple of private labels as well that the Bridal Corner sources from, like their private label. I can get more into that. But basically, we cut out the middleman, the big name, the advertising and stuff, and we go directly to the factories.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
so we could
is.
offer you a beautiful designer price at a much more affordable price.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So let's talk about bridesmaid trends for a little bit, since I know, because you do prom stuff too, right?
We do prom. We
So-
do prom, we do Mardi Gras. We're just, anytime you need a formal, we could get you a dress.
Okay, so if this is, again, we have people who listen that are not brides, are not going to be brides anytime soon. But if you have prom or you're going to a Mardi Gras ball, come see Jillian at the Bridal Corner, because she might have what you need or what you're looking for. Like, she can accommodate you. That's why we say this podcast is not rated E for everyone, because we might get a little explicit, but it kind of is, because
Right.
you come to the Bridal Corner even if
we
you're not a
have
bride.
a big
Yep.
demographic, I feel like.
Yeah. So what are some bridesmaids trends you're seeing right now?
Bridesmaid trends, we're seeing lots of silky satins, lots of velvet. We're not seeing the floor length gowns anymore. A lot of people are doing the T length gowns.
That makes me so sad. The T-length are coming back.
It's cute.
It is cute.
It's cute.
I don't know if I would do it personally, but it is with the right color scheme.
Is it
and-
like the mid calf length?
Yeah, it's like
silk.
Yeah, it's more of like a midi dress. more
Yes.
than a-
Okay.
Oh,
So
that is too much.
are you seeing? Okay,
Yeah, it is.
So in the bridesmaid world, are you seeing everybody getting the same dress, or is it still like same color, same fabric, different top? Like
Ooh, we're
what's
seeing everything. We're seeing mixed colors, like not even like a color palette. Like before we were seeing the different shades of blues, we were seeing the different shades of pink. Now we're seeing people put burnt orange with like a espresso chocolate with
Ooh.
a deep blue. Like just the color palettes are like, you know how you have your inspo board and stuff with your different colors? Like before, like all the bridesmaids would be like one color and then your flowers. Now it's all just mix and match. You can literally do whatever.
Yeah, I mean, your wedding is like a clean slate. Like you can do whatever you want, really.
do whatever you
There's
want.
no rules.
And I
There's
don't
really
think
no
anyone's
rules.
ever really going to look back and be like, like whenever it all comes together with your flowers and the venue and the
It's
dress,
true.
it works.
Yeah.
You don't really see it all put together and how everything works out until the day of. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you really don't know your whole planning, like if things are going to work out the way you envisioned it or not.
No, but you have so much inspiration
Right.
to work off of. I mean, I guess people still go on Pinterest for things like
Oh,
that.
definitely.
So tell me about, because Beth and I have never been wedding dress shopping before. I've been with people, but I've never shopped for a wedding dress before. What should one wear when they're coming purchase or shop for a wedding dress? What should you wear? How should you dress?
So we recommend no like crazy colored underwear. You know, your dress shouldn't be see-through, but you know, if your underwear are really that hot pink, it's still gonna poke through. You're gonna be like illuminated
Right.
under the dress.
Okay.
So we recommend just a good pair of nude underwear. We recommend a strapless bra if you want to bring one, but it is not required. Most of the dresses have padding and cups in them, and there's no need to wear a bra with your wedding dress, especially if it's fitted correctly the day of.
Even if you busty?
I'm busty.
Even if you got like store-boughts? Like some people call them?
Yeah, you don't need a bra. Now we do have Boombas. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of those
A
before.
Boomba?
Yes, it's like a really sticky. Y'all want me to go get one?
Yes, go get one.
Oh my goodness.
I just don't want this
Boomba.
battery. She was playing with him the other day when I came, talked to her. She was like, I was like, what happens when you sweat? She went rinse it underwater.
Oh my God, wait. I think I've seen this on TikTok. Here it is. Here's the Boomba. Oh my God, it's like
Beth, you want to hold the
opening.
mic for her so she can
Yes.
have both hands?
Okay, so this is the Boombas. I don't know if y'all could tell the stickiness on these things. So the whole point of it is you stick it to your breast first, where it needs to be, and then you stick the dress to it.
To the
So it
dress.
sticks on both
So it's
sides.
double-sided, y'all.
And like it's, try getting it off.
Okay, so while they're playing,
That is
I
so
came
cool.
a couple weeks ago to talk to her about a couple different
That's
things that we're
sticky.
working on, and she was actually unboxing a bunch of these, and we started talking about sticky boobs or Boombas, and I said, what happens when you sweat? Because I have so many girls
Who sweat the day of.
who
in
are
those tight
sweating at
dresses.
engagements, and they're like, oh my God, my sticky boobs, my boobs are slipping. Y'all, she went run those things. She had one like that on her hand. She went run it underwater for me, and she came back. She's like, look, it's not coming off.
So
They really work.
And the company claims that you could use them up to 40 times. I have not tried it yet, but like I said, you could run them underwater. So that's just an awesome testament right there to how cool they are. But they're $55, and think about it. Like, what bra are you going to find that's comparable to that you could wear 30 to 40 times?
Right.
Right.
It's a great price.
I mean, most
Even
bras
if you
are that
use
much
it-
anyway.
I know, even if you use it twice, like it pays for
So look,
itself.
we'll just put it
And that's
right
the
here.
cool thing about them, because we used to have the cups that you could sew in. We still have those, and those work really well for certain types of dresses, but these are super cool because you could wear them with anything. You don't have to have a seamstress sew them in. You could just pop them in under whatever clothes you wear. Like if you're going out on a Friday night and your dress is the slightest
yeah.
bit tight and you're like, what bra can I wear under this? Like, you could just pop those in. It's awesome.
And
Oh my
that takes
God.
a lot of time out of the wedding day is just getting into the dress. And a lot of my brides that I've done the last few months, they were getting taped. Like they're taping
And
their,
that's
their
miserable.
chest. And it
I-
is.
as a big,
and it
as a-
takes 20
as a
minutes.
heavier breasted girl, by choice, not by God. Yeah, tape is miserable.
Yeah, and it took one of my brides like 25 minutes to get fully taped up in her dress. And I mean, 25 minutes is a lot of time on wedding day. So,
and that probably, Jillian, you could probably either say yes or no, but that probably is a teller that her dress wasn't fitted correctly.
Not necessarily. I mean, some people just have larger breasts, and it does take more support. Especially like me, I breastfed 2 kids and stuff. Like the girls are not where they used to be. So I mean,
sis.
I'm not gonna say that it's like how the dress is fitted. It's just where the cup placement might have been in the dress. If the cups were big enough. A lot of the companies, we have one company, Jasmine, actually, the one that does the super. I'm just like talking Jasmine up. Jasmine,
we love Jasmine.
I better be compensated for this.
That was the name of my first cat too. So I'll eat her up.
No, but Jasmine's doing a really good job at replacing all the cups in their dresses. So like as you go up in size, like they're putting bigger cups. Before,
that's awesome.
Like if even a size 22 dress, they would have this little bitty cup in it, and like
that
the boob would be
up.
folding over. Like it just looked terrible. Like I used to have to get all the cups out of my dresses removed and install bigger ones. But the fact that they're putting bigger cups makes it a lot easier. And then if you truly still do have big boobs and you can't figure out where to put them, if you feel like you need a bra, something that we recommend is going to buy like a cheap bra from Walmart, cutting it, like cutting the straps off and sewing it into the dress.
Yes.
That works really well too. But there are still restraints with that. If your dress is very low cut, there's only so far that, you could go. But I still would say if you are big busted, don't be nervous coming in to shop for a dress. I've had people call and say, like, this is what I'm worried about. I have big boobs. Like, I don't know what kind of dress I'm going to be able to get. And they always find a dress, and it's never a big issue.
Right.
Like, we could find you a dress. We could get you some thicker straps. We could get you a more straight across neckline. That's another thing that's really in right now. This love that.
I love a good clean neckline.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So that's been great for the Bessie girls. Boobs are a curse and a blessing in ways, but don't let that stop you from getting a dress.
True.
Oh, my God. Okay, so back to coming in and shopping for your dress, big boobs or no boobs. Do you recommend
How
like?
do we get on boobs?
I mean, because we're a bunch of women. I mean,
And I have none, so
and I have regret. And I have regret. So I have buyer's regret. Okay, anyways.
buyer's regret.
Oh, I mean, it's the
Buyer's
truth.
remorse.
Yeah, it's the truth.
I just need a little lift kit.
Yeah, I'll take a lift kit. I'll take a lift kit and a whole redo.
I'll take a lift kit and a...
Do you recommend like coming in? Because I see like the post on Facebook and I see a big bag. Some girls look like they rolled out of bed, went dress shopping, and they found their dress. And some girls are like in full glam. They went get their hair and makeup done, it looks like, to go shopping for their dress. Like, what do you recommend for a successful trip? Because I believe, and you might think this is a silly question, but I believe in look good, feel good, do good.
No, I agree. I can agree with that.
And I always feel my prettiest when I have a little bit makeup on, my hair is fixed. I don't know if I would come shop for a wedding dress looking like
negative.
Yesterday's
never.
news.
I think it's personal preference. There are days that I have on a full face of makeup and I feel disgusting. I just don't feel good. I just want to go wipe it all off. There are days that I don't wear makeup and I feel pretty. No, look, I know it's not for everybody. A lot of people have been doing less makeup. A lot of people have been doing more makeup. I think that we're women, and no matter what you do, you're beautiful, and you should come in whatever makes you feel comfortable. I do think that having a little bit of makeup on probably helps because you're able to envision what you're going to look like in your wedding day more.
Right.
And
unless you're just like God's favorite and are just glistening everywhere you go.
It does boost confidence, but do whatever you want to do. If you don't feel like getting all dolled up,
if a t-shirt and some Nike shorts is your vibe, come in t-shirt and Nike shorts.
And I have tons of friends that would do that.
Yeah.
Like I have tons of friends that just are not all into the ins and outs of what like getting married entails, and they're not all into it. So I could name 2 people that I know that would come in Nike shorts and a t-shirt. Yeah. And that's fine.
I try to always have like a little tinted moisturizer and have mascara on me at least, in case I ever do find myself in a situation where I wish I looked a little better. So maybe that's like just a
This will scare little children if it's not covered up in some way, shape, or form.
I have scared little children with what's underneath this, so.
We pile it on. No.
Yeah. Do whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Okay, so what is it like to be a bridal corner bride?
Ooh, good question. Okay, so we know that there are plenty places that you could buy your wedding dress. You could leave Thibodaux, Oklahoma. You could go to New Orleans. You could go to Baton Rouge. But a lot of times, the things that people say that they like about being a bridal corner bride and this shopping experience is we are smaller and it's a much more intimate experience. A lot of times whenever you do go to one of those big stores, there's 10, 20 brides shopping around you. And I'm not saying that you don't have your own little personal space, but you're looking around and there's so many people and it could be overwhelming for some people. Some people like that, some people don't. I just really believe that we provide a private, more intimate space. We are not super bougie. You don't have to come in with hair and makeup done. You can come as you are. You can come with your people as you are. There's no need to dress up for us. There's no reason to put on this fake persona when shopping for a wedding dress. Like, we're your family. Treat this place as your home. We love our brides.
Right.
Like I said at the very beginning, like, we're about to be your friend.
Right.
We're your friends. We're your family. Come in, shop for a wedding dress. No pressure, no hassle. Like, yeah, it's still going to be fun. It's still going to be a magical experience. But just a little bit more homey feel.
Yeah, and I mean, the space is great. Like, it's airy, it's light, it's bright. Like, we're sitting in it right now. It's open. It's very, like...
It's open and spacious, but we still only have a couple dressing rooms. Like, upstairs, we have 2 dressing rooms. And then if you have someone in your group that can't go upstairs, handicap or whatever, we also have our little private room right there. It's actually our white room. But we close it off. We tell people that they can't shop if we have a bride in there. So, like I said, you don't have people all over the place shopping around you. Now, if you're shopping for bridesmaids and mothers on a busy Saturday, that might be a different story. But as far as our brides, we want you to have your own space. We want you to feel comfortable. We want you to have a personal experience.
And let me ask you this, because I know when, other people that I know were shopping for wedding dresses, it was appointment only. Like, it was very hard to go in and just shop for a wedding dress and get someone to help you because you had to have an appointment in those larger stores in those bigger cities. What is that like here? Do you have to make an appointment to come? Is it recommended, but can you still come in and shop for a wedding dress without an appointment with a little posse?
So on Saturdays, we really ask that you do make an appointment, and this is why. Whenever you make an appointment, we can ensure that we have a staff member for you.
Okay.
If you come in without an appointment and we don't have enough people on staff, you're basically upstairs rummaging through wedding gowns on your own, having to put them on your own, try to find the price on your own. Like, it could be overwhelming having to do all that. This isn't like going in a boutique and looking for a shirt that you buy that day and leave with.
Right.
This is your wedding dress. You don't understand the sizing probably. You don't understand how it's supposed to fit. A lot of these dresses have to be clipped. A lot of them have to be pinned. It's a little bit more in detail, and we want you to have that experience. So if you don't make an appointment, it's not that I'm going to turn you away. I might give you a Weep and Willow gift card, tell you go get coffee and come back whenever we have another spot available. But it just ensures
That's sweet.
Yeah.
And just
different.
FYI, the Weeping Willow is a coffee shop right up the road here.
It's
It's in downtown
amazing.
Thibodaux.
Yes.
It's owned by a good friend of mine, Chantel. Definitely go check it out if you are downtown Thibodaux. It is a great little place. But
So
yeah, no,
good.
that's cute that you do that.
But yeah, so if you
Sweet.
come in and you don't have an appointment and we, not to say turn you away, it's not because we don't want to serve you, it's because we want to serve you.
And you want to do it at the best of your ability.
Yes, we don't want you to come in here and be like, oh my God, they didn't have a spot for me. It was super busy that day. Nobody waited on me. Well, no, I'm sorry. We didn't have someone to wait on you that day.
Right, and that's
because
just the
I wasn't
reality
staffed.
of it.
I wasn't
Yeah.
prepared. But if you come in on a weekday and I'm available and you want to come shop for a wedding dress, I'm never going to turn you away. I don't have to.
Bring it on.
I don't
Or like
have to
pre-shop
unbox
before
someone's-
the appointment. Be like, look, I got a whole entourage coming with me. My grandma, my Aunt Sally, my best friend, and my soon-to-be mother-in-law, and I don't really care for her that much. So I'm going to come pre-shop before we really shop. And I'm not saying I don't like my potential mother-in-law that much because I actually love her. But this might be a situation with somebody else. But they can come pre-shop.
We've done that before.
They can pre-shop before the day.
Yes, we make sure that we put those dresses in there. Sometimes the dress is already bought, and we do it. We pretend like we never even met that person before. So
That's
if you need
awesome.
to do that, we could do that too.
that's
But we
funny.
also have a rule in the store: no opinions could be given until the bride gives her opinion. That way, if you have a different opinion, you have time to get on board.
Cheers to that.
Yes. So
do you give like a little pep talk before?
not really. Not really. It's pretty much understood. I think that like things are just changing.
Girl, you have never met my family.
But it's true though.
No.
It's so true. Times are changing. People don't bring a whole. I mean, I'm not saying it's not unusual. There's still people who I'm sure are going to
fill up this room with family.
And by the way, we have seating comfortably for 5, but you could bring as many people as you want. Some people just might have to stand if we don't have enough seating available.
Right.
There you go.
But it's starting to dwindle down. It's almost like sometimes I see brides shopping by themselves, like not showing anyone. It's not a big process anymore, and it's more intimate between the bride and those close to her.
Girl, let me tell you, I was on, and I'm not throwing shade because I don't even know who this person is. I think they posted anonymous, but we're a part of a lot of bridal groups on Facebook. Somebody was legit saying, can I get anybody has recommendations on getting a wedding dress from Amazon?
And they have good options.
I know, but I don't know if I could do it.
Oh, like I wouldn't. If I were to have to go to Amazon to buy a wedding dress, I would make sure it's enough time in advance to where if it came in and it looked nothing like the picture, I could be like, okay, maybe we shouldn't hit Amazon for a wedding dress.
I mean, if I was just going to a courthouse or something like that, I would probably come look here for like something a little fancy, like ish. But then if that was the situation, then I might do that. And
look, I'm not dogging anything that is sold online. In fact,
me either. Everything I got on comes from online.
Me too. Everything.
I have some stuff that's from local boutiques, but some stuff is from Amazon as well. My boots are from Amazon. But I think that every person deserves an experience to go in and look for a dress. Like, I think that is part of womanhood. Like, you're deciding who you want to be. Like, whenever you get married, this is me. I'm leaving my parents. Or I know that's kind of like old and cliche. But, you know, like, this is a new part of your life. Like, you are dressing.
It's almost
for your
symbolic.
fiance. It is symbolic. So I think that it is important to go and shop for a wedding gown. If you want to come just try on dresses to get a feel for what you're going to go order online, just be upfront and honest. Maybe we won't schedule you on a busy Saturday. Maybe we'll have you come in during the week. But, you know, you don't have to come in and lie to us. But seriously, come in, give it a shot. We have plenty of affordable dresses for every budget. We could find you a dress much better than the one that you're going to get on Amazon.
Right.
I'm not saying it's going to be the same price. You probably are
Right,
going to
because not everybody views like we're sitting here saying it's the most important dress you're going to buy.
Yeah, and that's not the most
But
important
not-
to some people.
Well, not everybody feels like that because they're like, it's a dress I'm literally going to wear once in my life.
It is,
for 4
but it's
hours.
a pretty important dress,
Yes,
and
the
it's
most
not just the
important.
dress. Sometimes it's the shopping experience.
That's right, and that's right. So
Yeah, and that's something I look forward to. I can't wait to walk out in front of my mom.
And that's another thing. Like, if you do think that the perfect shopping experience is bringing a whole bunch of people, that's fine too.
Then do
we
it,
have our VIB after hours appointment. You can rent out the whole store, get champagne. You can bring a charcuterie board.
So
you can bring
fun.
you can bring stuff with you. If
make
you don't
a
want
party.
champagne and you want Moscato, like, we could get that too. Just let us know ahead of time. Like, it really is fun. It's
Super fun.
It's $75. You get the whole store to yourself.
That's it.
y'all listen. Okay, so
I might go up.
local bride. I understand you want to go and you want to shop and you want to go spend the day in New Orleans or you want to go to Baton Rouge and eat at a nice different restaurant. But girls who are in this Tri-Parish area along the bayou, you have a great option right here in your backyard in Thibodaux at the Bridal Corner. She just said you can get after hour VIP, the entire store to yourself.
VIB.
Very important, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry, VIB. VIB, after hours, the entire store to yourself, starting at $75. And it doesn't go up much upwards more than that after 75 from what
No,
you
yeah,
saw
it does- it doesn't
earlier.
go up.
That's a steal.
$75, you can come in and you could have this entire place to yourself.
Make it an evening for
could
you and your bridal party,
Yeah.
your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could
Before
be a
we do Sunday
day.
morning brunch, like, it's fun.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
would
look,
be
y'all.
so
right here
fun.
in y'all backyards. Just check it out. She'll be at the Bridal Expo too.
And half the time, brides, every bride I've talked to that I know personally, they always find their dress at a place that was right under their nose,
Yep.
or like that is a little bit smaller,
Yep.
and
or it's the last place they went in the day because it wasn't the most
And
important
it's
on their
always
list.
the place that they find their dress.
All right, so now is the time in our episode where I give a shout out to some of our favorite vendors that we just like to advertise because we love them, because we're not sponsored by anyone. We're doing this out of our own time and our own pockets. So For a photo booth, if you are looking for a photo booth for your next event, get with the Selfie Studio that is locally owned and operated by Emily Couch in Donaldsonville.
Shout out Miss Emily Couch.
Yes, she has luxury backdrops and props. They're good for corporate events, children's birthdays, Christmas parties, proms, homecomings, weddings.
Work parties.
They're great for everything. Backdrops included. She has a bunch of options for you. Also, we'd like to give a shout out to Rendezvous here in Thibodaux. They are an event center here. They host receptions, parties. They have a lot of different like off the cuff events too. They're a great catering service and event center here in Thibodaux. And of course, today the Bridal Corner. We are having such a blast with Jillian today. If you're looking for a prom dress, a Mardi Gras ball dress, a wedding dress, a mother of the bride dress, a grandmother of the bride dress, if you are a female and you need a formal dress for anything, come on in. Or if you just need a formal dress for anything, come in. And
Or if you just want to come hang out.
or if you want to come hang out with Jillian and check out the store, come on. She'd love to have you, and tell them Southern Clique sent you. All right, Jillian, I mean, we have taken almost up all of your afternoon this afternoon. So before we let you go, I wanted to touch on one more thing because we talked about it earlier and we didn't get to kind of circle back to it. Another thing that we're seeing a lot just in our online stuff that we track things online so we can stay up with what we need to know for our part of this industry. A lot of girls are ordering bridesmaids dresses online. Can you kind of run us through, for the brides out there, the pros and cons of doing that and or not doing that?
Of course, of course. Yes, we have seen a huge decline in bridesmaid sales because there are so many places that you could get them online. And there are some pros of it, of course. You know, it's really cool whenever you have bridesmaids all over the U.S. and they need a dress and you can say, hey, just go buy it off of this website. It's cool because everybody can shop on their own time. They can look online whenever they're in the bathtub or, you know, just laying in bed at night. There's plenty of ways to shop. But I will say that our bridesmaids are very affordable and pretty comparable to the online dresses. I've seen lots of dresses online for $120, $130, which is pretty affordable for a bridesmaid's dress. Ours are about $170 to $220. We might have one or two that go to like $230, depending on the fabric. But with that price, you're getting our service. So if you're someone who still values going into a store, using up their employees' time, which we're happy to do it, but that, you know, that goes into the cost of the dress. If you like getting measured and trying on the dress before you get it, getting to try on so many different styles, maybe that style you didn't think that you would like and you never would have ordered online, and then you get it in and, you know, you try it on and you like it. Another thing is we see lots of bridesmaids buy dresses online and it doesn't fit. They have to send it back. Sometimes they're not able to send it back. Sometimes they have to pay the shipping to and from both ways. And it ends up being the same price as a dress at the bridal corner.
Right, because you're buying the same dress twice.
Correct.
Basically.
Correct.
And bridesmaids are kind of like bra cups, like you were saying earlier. They're not one size fits all.
They're not.
So if you have bridesmaids that range from size 2 to size 14 or even size 18 or even a plus size bridesmaid, I would feel like that would be, I would want to come in with my bridesmaids and say, okay, and you try on a style dress. I want to see how it looks on all of y'all.
Yeah.
Because you want your bridesmaids to feel pretty too.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes it's just a really fun bonding experience with the bridesmaids.
I agree. I think it's way better to come in. Well, I mean, I've been a bridesmaid like 4 or 5 times and I've never ordered a dress that way. So I guess I don't know what I don't know.
Well, I think that that's the way that our generation is. We order everything online.
Right.
You know, so buying a bridesmaid's dress online isn't that crazy. Buying a prom dress online isn't that crazy. That's why buying a wedding dress online isn't that crazy either.
Right.
We get it. But like I said, we're not about, I mean, we are about convenience, but we're more about service. We're more about quality, and we're just about bonding. Like, we want to see you, we want to talk to you, like, we want to have fun with you. So bring your bridesmaids and let them try on all the dresses, and we'll measure you. We'll make sure that you're getting the right size. We'll let you try on, you know, if you think that you might be a 10, you might be a 12, we'll let you try on both dresses. You only have to order it once.
All right. Well, before we let you go, what can we expect to see from the Bridal Corner in 2024?
ooh, what can we expect? So I'm looking into bringing some new lines in, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm not going to drop which ones yet because we're still deciding. But we do want to touch into some of those different dresses, the crazy styles and stuff. But we've just been looking for the right ones at the right price. You know, we don't want to slap a $6,000 price tag on there.
Right.
And by the way, so most of our dresses average, like after dress, veil, tax, you're looking at about $1,800. We do have
That's reasonable.
we do have some dresses that start at like $900. The majority of the dresses, the average price is like $1,400 to $1,600. So like I said, once you add that veil in, once you add the tax, you're looking at $1,800 to $2,000. And then we do allow payment plans. We could get into all that. Our mother of the brides average anywhere from $400 to $700, with the majority being in the $500 range. And then y'all heard me say what bridesmaids are earlier. So yes, we're not the cheapest. You know, I'm not going to say that we're comparable to Amazon.
Super reasonable.
But it's reasonable.
But
No,
very
reasonable.
reasonable, and you're keeping a good company in business and great employees.
Yeah. So look, what about alterations?
We no longer do alterations here. We used to have a seamstress that worked for us, but she retired at the beginning of the year. And we looked into replacing her. There were lots of seamstresses that we asked to come work in the store, but they just kind of have their own business out of their house. And we realized that it was like really working out better, because so often brides couldn't make it here for 5, or Saturdays were too tough to make it here and stuff. So a lot of these seamstresses are like, oh, well, just come to my house before you go to work. Come to my house whenever you get off. Come at 8 o'clock. Come on a Sunday. So like the brides were like going to the seamstress's house anyway to get altered.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what?
They can handle it.
Yep. We'll give you a list. We'll give you some recommendations. Do your research. Figure out who you want to hire and stuff. And, you know, it's a lot easier on you.
Okay, so cool. So you're going to have some new lines coming out in 2024. What else? Anything else exciting that we should know about?
So we're going to be adding to our prom lines. We're going to be adding to our wedding lines. Our Mother of the Bride section is always a hit. Like, we love.
I can see it from here, and it looks spectacular.
That's my favorite. One of my favorite aspects of this business. I don't know why people don't like moms.
Because okay, like every wedding I do, I have yet to see an ugly Mother of the Bride dress. They're always so different, and so lately have been so pretty. I don't know.
I think the reason why moms have a tough time like finding dresses is because so first like the bride picks a dress, a white dress or ivory, you know, whatever. And then she picks out bridesmaids colors and then the suit colors. So I think the mom's like the last piece of the puzzle, and they feel like they have to conform to all the other things happening. And they come in and they're like, okay, I need a rose dress, or I need a navy dress. And like, these dresses come in so many different colors or so many different styles. You know, like whenever a bride picks out bridesmaids dresses, they just have to choose between a couple. They only have one color to pick from. Mothers, I could see how it gets hard. There's so many to pick from. But whenever you come into our store, like, I'm going to look at you up and down. I'm going to say, okay, she needs approximately this size. And I'm going to put our best sellers and dresses that I think will look good on you. Like, I mean, you could look, but I don't even want you to look. I want to pick dresses for you. That's what I enjoy.
Love that.
There's some really pretty dresses on that rack,
I can see that purple one from here.
Like, there's the green one, the pink one, the red one. But I mean, they're in that rack, literally, the Mother of the Bride rack really is for a mom of any age. And that's what I love about it, because I think there's a stigma about a Mother of the Bride dress.
Oh, yeah. We don't have no jackets. We don't have no Dupioni. Like, our dresses are very modern. We have all ages. In fact, I wore a mother's dress to the Endymion Ball last year.
No, some of these dresses are really gorgeous.
Yeah.
That could fit. She has dresses on that rack that could fit a 48-year-old mom, a 56-year-old mom, a 65-year-old mom, or a 75 to 80-year-old mom. What I'm saying is, there, like,
diversity.
There's diversity in that rack, because a lot of people, when they shop for a Mother of the Bride dress because of traditions of old, it's like, oh,
I know a lot of
you
them
know what
think
I mean?
of it as a very dreaded experience.
Yes.
And if you read our reviews, like, you'll see it's easy, it's fun.
That's the stigma
normally,
about.
like, I have you in and out in 30 minutes. Like, it's quick.
And people love that too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Especially whenever they thought that they would be here for hours on dress after dress. Like,
No,
it doesn't
for
have
sure.
to be like that.
Nope.
For sure. Well, Jillian, Jillian, thank you so much for hanging out with
It
us
was
this
so
afternoon.
fun. I'm glad y'all came.
Yes,
so much
Thank y'all
fun.
for thinking of me.
No, I am excited for February. I'm excited to do the expo.
For sure.
Y'all-
I'm so excited to have an expo in Thibodaux.
I know.
Yes.
It's going to be the first expo in Thibodaux in what I think is forever. I don't think they've ever had one.
No, I don't
We're
think
bringing
so.
it to Thibodaux. So on February 25th, come on out to Rendezvous. We're going to have some great vendors. And the Bridal Corner is our exclusive dress vendor for the I Do Wedding Expo at Rendezvous.
And it's at a great time in
Yes.
the year also. So
Yes.
many of y'all get engaged over Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, you know, Mardi Gras.
Yep.
So the fact that it's right there in February, you don't have to wait until, you know, June,
and it's
July.
Sunday brunch hours.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's on a Sunday from I think 11
Get
to
your
3.
little mimosa.
Yeah.
Come
I was
on
gonna say,
down.
there'll be alcohol
Stroll
there.
through the little
Mimosas. We're gonna have a
rendezvous and
mimosas
see the
cash
bridal
bar.
expo.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. Well, it was nice. It was
know,
fun.
it was
So
hanging
much
out.
fun,
Thank
Jillian. Thanks for
y'all.
having us.
Of course. Thank y'all.
All right, that
we'll
does it for episode 5. We'll see y'all next week.
We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.